Welcome to the Jacksonville Bar Association podcast. My name is Craig Shoup. I'm the executive director here at the JaxBar, and we're excited to welcome Obinna Anum to the program today. Obi is a 2014 graduate of the Florida Coastal School of Law and is currently a practitioner in the areas of criminal law, family law, and personal injury. Obi is also the 2021-2022 president of the D.W. Perkins Bar Association and a member, of course, of the Jacksonville Bar Association. I do want to say a special thank you, like we do every time, to our Jacksonville Bar Association sponsors.
Hi, I'm Steve Strum. I am a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual Wealth Management Company. I am a proud supporter of the Jacksonville Bar Association. As a financial advisor, I help lawyers make good decisions with money. Those decisions could be investment accounts, insurance planning, estate planning, business planning. If you want to know more about what I can do to help serve you, please call me at 904-505-8852 or check out my website. Thank you very much for your support from the Jacksonville Bar Association for these years, and I'm happy to continue supporting you guys now and into the future.
We appreciate the support of all of our sponsors and partners of the Jacksonville Bar Association. Well, with all that, Obi, welcome. We're glad you're with us today.
It's good to be here, Craig. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about you and growing up and what led you down the path to become a lawyer.
I grew up in the other side of the 10 freeway. We call it in South Central Los Angeles. I grew up in a Nigerian household, and particularly the Igbo tribe of Nigeria. And in my household, education was extremely important, and it was always a no-brainer that I would go to college and pursue some type of profession and get into some type of school beyond college. My mom was a lifelong librarian, and she got me into reading, and I got the reading bug pretty early when I was a kid, and I think I excelled in school in the things that made sense for law school. So here I am.
So how much difference is there between either end here of I-10?
So the only difference really is over there we call it the freeway. Out here you guys call it the I-10, which is different. That's the only difference. It's a lot of lanes this way, a lot of lanes that way, and no stoplights.
How many times have you made that drive across the country?
Never made that drive, Craig. I've flown every time I've gone west or come east. I've been on an airplane. So.
I don't blame you at all. I dread driving south of Orlando.
I've heard about that trip. I heard most of it is in Texas, so I don't know.
I believe you. So tell us maybe a cool story or two from maybe a case you've been involved in that just has really stuck with you over the years.
Well, I'd say it was the first time I won a jury trial in criminal court. I had lost my first three, so it's safe to say that my confidence was dwindling. But after winning that first one, more came after that, and it gave me the confidence I needed to know that winning a jury trial was possible. It's important if you're a criminal defense lawyer, I think.
What was it a felony case? Was it a misdemeanor case?
It was a misdemeanor case. It was leaving the scene of an accident. Funny circumstances, something I'd love to tell you about at length another time, but it opened up the door for W's to come.
That's great. So I know you've been a young lawyer at one point. What is something you think maybe new young lawyers, or even just, we've had a lot of attorneys in the last several years with Zoom and different ways to practice that they're starting to practice here in the Fourth Circuit. What do you think these new lawyers and new to the area lawyers should be knowing about practicing here in Jacksonville that they may not know right out of the gate?
Well, let me not skimp on saying this, stating the obvious that I think you know, Craig, which is that the Fourth Circuit is the pillar of professionalism and ethics in Florida. And so anyone coming from out of town, it's going to be an uphill battle for them, I think, if they're coming from these other jurisdictions, which I've seen. I've seen the difference. I've seen the difference going to South Florida. I've seen the difference, going to Central Florida. And I think that here in the Fourth Circuit, ethics and professionalism is held to the highest standard. They need to know that coming in. maybe going out back to their jurisdictions as well.
I've been told by a few folks that some of our ethics and professionalism standards should be modeled throughout the state.
I'd be surprised if they weren't.
So tell us what you see the value in being part of the Jacksonville Bar and other maybe voluntary bar associations. I know, like we've talked about, you're the current president of the DW Perkins Bar. What do you see the value in people joining these organizations and connecting with other lawyers?
With the JaxBar and as with Perkins, it's important that you understand that law school doesn't teach you how to be a lawyer. It only teaches you how to think like one. In order to develop in this profession, to develop in your practice, you have to be around other attorneys who have done the same thing. And we're not reinventing the wheel here. Everything that can be done in law, most of it has been done. And so the purpose, at least a good benefit for me in being a part of Jacksonville Bar and DW Perkins Bar Association, is that I get to associate with other attorneys who've already done what I'm doing and who can act as mentors.
Who are some of your mentors that have guided you through the practice here in Northeast Florida?
I got to give big shout outs to LaToya Williams Sheldon, is a big mentor of mine, Ramona Chaplin, Octavius Holliday. These are all, I think all of them past presidents of Perkins. Also, solo practitioners, lawyers that went out and hung their own shingle like me. These are the people that allowed me into their offices to shadow them, answer every question that I have, both then and now, that I'm kind of stepping into their shoes and doing what they're doing now.
That's a great group of folks for sure.
I would agree.
So one of my favorite questions in this series, and I may have said this in our last episode, but I've been known to repeat myself a time or two, so it won't hurt to repeat myself here again. I'm not somebody who's missed a lot of meals in my life. And one of my favorite questions in this series is the favorite places you and your family like to go to dinner. You're married, you've got 2 girls. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of people and a lot of different. You got 4 girls.
4 girls.
4. Goodness.
We all like to eat, you're right.
And finding something for everybody at the same time. I know, because you brought your girls when we did the Night of Light celebration in St. Augustine. That's
right. And so my wife was pregnant then, and we had another girl. So 4 girls. We all like to eat, and yeah, with a family that big, it doesn't hurt to be economical. And I'm from Los Angeles, so we always have to eat on the run, right? And you can't always go to a brick and mortar, so we have taco trucks everywhere. And it's only recently that, I think since I've moved here, that Jacksonville, I think, started having some food trucks here and there. So I don't know if I can recommend a couple. There's one off 103rd Street on the west side, I think, where it meets Old Middleburg Road. There's a good one there. And then there's another one, I think it's off 103rd as well, and perhaps off of the Timuquana intersection. Mm-hmm. So just a couple that come to mind, but it's definitely different from your Taco Bell or your La Nopalera. It's just a different type of Mexican food that we eat on the West Coast, and I think that these trucks kind of get it right the best you can on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think you're the first person to talk about food trucks when I say the option, and I love it. I love having the different options. I think we're working on going back and compiling a list of all of these locations that we're going to put on the web. And
support the food trucks, people. Jacksonville's got plenty of restaurants. Let the food trucks get some shine, too. These are small business owners, and they can perhaps have brick and mortar stores one day. It's all about the cuisine first, right?
Well, no, it's not a taco truck, but Happy Grilled Cheese started as a food truck and now has, I think, 2 brick and mortar locations now, one in Mandarin and one here in downtown.
Excellent example, correct, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Obi, if somebody wanted to maybe talk to you a little more about maybe how to be involved in local bars and how to maybe question about a case, or maybe even to send you a referral for that criminal, family, personal injury stuff, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
I can be reached. I like to give out my cell phone numbers, to clients and associates alike. So you're more than welcome to give me a call, reach me through email. I'm very accessible. And what I would say is just talk to your colleagues. Talk to these people. We all pass the same bar exam. You know, we're all colleagues. We're all a team in this Florida bar thing. And I am hard pressed to find an attorney that doesn't like to talk about what they do, me included. So don't be afraid to just go and talk to someone that you know is doing what you want to do. And I'd be surprised if, maybe after a lunch bill or two later, you don't know a lot more than what you did coming in.
Well, that's great advice for sure, Obi. Thank you for joining us today. We're excited you were able to be here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you on our next episode.